Okay, to your family, welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to another episode with TC and Ivy. So, tell us about when you were, okay, you're not single. So when you were single, were you content and happy with being single? Or were you looking forward to, one day I'll marry, shall walk down the aisle? Walk down the
for your answer. Thank you for giving me but I wanted that missing ring. Nice answer. I like it.
Nearly. Okay, go right now. I'm still single, so
yeah, she's still single. So we'll give you a handle and everything, and you can stand into the GM. Thank you guys.
So we're looking to create a not GoFundMe system around, but a Go CV page for her. So if you're aspiring to have this beautiful lady, submit yourself
during this journey, shall I say, this singleness journey. It kind of allows you to discover yourself, and I think with the help of God also, it's something that give you that peace of mind that if you wait, good things actually comes to those who wait.
Me? Single.
We know.
Content.
What content depends on how you like base it. Do you get what I mean? Like for me, like I didn't grow up thinking marriage was interesting or something.
Yeah, I'm looking for someone to say that thing.
Yeah, I was more of the I really wanna get married. But then along the line my mentality of marriage changed because I felt like for a certain amount of time in life I judge things based on
what you see around.
Okay. Well, I'll answer the question as well, just because I asked you guys. Yes, for me, I think I started off with, just like Tobi, for me, it happens, but at a point I was like, oh my god, yes, I can't wait. And I think now for me was solely because people were like, you're getting at this age, you should get married. So my question is now, do we now then think marriage is overrated? I'll go first. I think it's so. I don't know about other people's culture, but I think in our black community, I don't even know about other people's culture. I should know as Nigerians, it is overly overrated. And why am I saying that? Is like, you get to, like, when you're in secondary school, your parents must not see you with a man or a woman, you're a dead goat. But once you get into uni, where is the man? Which man? Chibia was not allowed to see any man. All of a sudden, where is the man? They're already expecting you to have that person to marry. I think it's so overrated, and I think I'm going to give you guys chances. But I just want to say this: I think it's unfair that the people that are on your neck, like where is the man that you're going to marry, they don't understand that it has psychological effect on you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when you get
who's stressing you?
Yeah, like when you get to you like just like some African mothers says it doesn't mean they don't love you, but they could just say, Kiniko got married last week. What are you still doing here? Kiniko, things like that, and they don't think that it actually has an effect on who you are as a person, because you begin to see yourself as I'm not good enough. Maybe nobody wants me. Maybe something is wrong with me, and then you get pressurized to go marry the wrong person because you're not actually taking your time. You're doing it because, like you said, it's wedding season. Oh yeah, let us all go and do it. So I think it's overrated due to that fact. And just because you're married does not mean you're happy. So why are we? No, there's so many people that are married and not happy. So do you think it's overrated?
Yes, I can only speak for my community. Like that's why I said I actually feel like the black community. I don't know their keening with this marriage thing. It's like whatever they really devalue every other thing that you've accomplished in life. It's as if you're nothing. So then you start questioning yourself as to, so why then did you say, because just like Tolu said, it's so easy. You even say in college, you're still busy with study and everything. So you have to finish study. The moment you started working and making money, like, fam, where's the man? And I'm like, no, he will come back from it. God will throw him. It's okay. He will throw him from heaven and bring him here, because it doesn't work that way. And I don't know why they're like that. It's probably based on how they're brought up. But that mentality alone can definitely,
But I think we are like that too. So we're talking to ourselves too.
I'm not like that.
I think sometimes we jokingly say to our friends as well, Because I remember,
I think jokes is different.
But that's
I know when I do my jokes.
No, but that's the thing about jokes. They always say that when you say a joke once, it's a joke. Once it's twice or 3 times, there's a subliminal message. Not be funny to someone else. Yeah. So I think we do it as well, even with like ourselves. Like I know sometimes I'm purely joking with you. This guy, you marry him. But then, to be honest, I actually don't know how that makes you feel when I'm not there, even though I'm just laughing.
Let me just say, it makes me, I don't like it. Sorry, just
let me be. She's only telling me for the fact that she doesn't like
I can't be bothered. Like, you see? No, like, I won't just really get to me because, see, I can't be bothered. But then the aunties and the uncles, they actually
that was what I was going to ask you.
They actually make you feel. There was a point you start questioning. Is now that I actually have got a bone to it, like build a wall. Yeah. Like I actually pray a particular prayer. I do. I pray a particular prayer every year, going into every year, that God make me not to be tuned to what people are saying. I don't want to be tuned. So it's like it's coming here and it's just there. So at this point, I think people are people are relaxing when it comes to my case. Because they actually realized that I couldn't be bothered. And the thing is, whole and behold, when I do get married, these people will still be, and you will be alive to come and see. You will be a test children.
When are you having your babies?
You will testify to it.
I think one thing is that if let's take a history lane walk or walk lane, whatever. If we look at it, right, our great grandmothers, what were they known for?
Marriage.
So it's if we look back at our history, we understand better what the problem is in this millennia. In this millennia, a girl child gets to go to school, get quality education, go to work in like big, like they can make it for themselves, right? But then that was not the ambition. The ambition is to marry a rich man that will take care of you, and if he wants to marry other women, you should be content with it because at least he's taking care of you and your children. That is the way they were brought up. So having that mentality growing up, a female, and it's worse on the female child. It is worth on it because once you have your degree, they ask you, even if you're earning not because I'm sure you have a goal, getting out of college. I want to be earning this at a certain age. Even when you haven't accomplished that goal, their next target for you is that you've gone to school. Well, you're lucky to have gone to school. Like during our time, we did. Next is to get a man. Next is to get married and have kids. And once you get married, you have one child.
When are you having the next one?
Having the next one, you have the second one. Is it just only 2? Do you understand? So, because during those times, people now have 2 kids. So in China, it was just like years ago that they did this, like every household must have one child. Because it's not the culture, like we're meant to reproduce and just occupy. But people's circumstances are different. Like some people want to have just 1 kid and that's it. Some people want to have 2, but the community needs to understand. For everyone out there, you need to understand that people have goals, people have ambitions, people have the capacity. Some people, they can only deal with 1 child. Give them 2 child, they'll run mad.
That's true.
Do you understand? So if they've seen themselves and they've agreed to have just a child or just 2 child or to marry at a certain age, it is what they can. It's not everyone's joy. Like it's not everyone's joy just to not accomplish anything in life. And marriage, I don't think is an accomplishment. It's a fulfillment. So when you get fulfilled in marriage, then you've accomplished. So marriage is not the means to the end. It's just the beginning of your life.
Can I ask one question? Right, I'm not too familiar with the Bible, but I think you are, right? But I think there's a part in the Bible that says marriage is meant to be fruitful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what if I'm married and we don't have kids? Does that mean my marriage is not fruitful?
No. Fruitfulness can be looked at in so many ways.
Well, I feel like most of the times
it talks about kids.
They talk about fruitfulness means bearing fruit, being a child.
Yeah.
Can I just come in there? I think when that happened, right, this was the time, oh my God, now I was turning to Bible studies. This was the time when we were just created. There was nothing on earth. It was literally void. Right now, we're overpopulated. Okay? So you bring in me having 7, you having 7, you having 7. We are just overcrowding this world.
Not even that. Do you have the capacity to take care of 7?
I think. No. He's not even talking about 7. He's just talking about if you don't. Okay, now, Tobi, what about people that they do everything in their capacity to have children, but one they don't have? Are you telling me that they're not fruitful?
No, the reason why I asked that question is because I'm going off what he's saying.
Yeah.
So if I'm to answer that question, okay, in a marriage, right, you're two people making a vow to be together, and you've made up your mind that okay, you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. That is marriage to God. That is union. That is it. So if anything now comes out of marriage, maybe a child or 2 children or 3 children comes out of the marriage, that is great. If a nice car, nice house, whatever it is that comes out is just a result of that. It is not the reason for marriage. Because I've seen so many people get divorced because maybe their wife cannot get pregnant or the husband is not fertile enough. So marriage is not all about. It's not. In fact, if I've listened to sermons or read books that said, if your child is the one that's going to cause a separation between your husband and yourself, that child is demonic. Because to be honest, the union is between you and your husband, not with the children. The children are just toppings on the pizza.
Yeah, you're right.
And because they will move out, they will go out, and you'll be left alone. So, if you don't have child, why can't you adopt? Yeah. Because the only reason why you want to have child is to leave a legacy. There's so many things you can do to leave a legacy. Because there's so many people that they did They have put their sperm in the egg, fertilized everything, but they are not father to their children.
True that.
But having 7 children does not mean that's a legacy. It does not mean that's a legacy, because if those 7 children choose to be drunkards and be in prison, what's your legacy? There's only to stand for drop out. What's the legacy? And legacy is when you do something that everybody, not just your children, but your community can actually benefit from. The legacy is not your household, it's me and her alone. That's not legacy.
The reason why I asked that question was because I feel like when it comes to like our community, most of the times they base marriage on religion.
Yeah, culture as well.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest problem with our community. Because marriage, like I said, is a separate thing with religion. Your faith, marriage, yes, you can bring them together, but it's not necessary that you must have this and that. Whereby, like you were saying about, like, for example, when are you going to get married? You get married, you've not had a child yet. Though, you know, the pressure we tend to put on ourselves. Yeah. Like me personally, like, I know I'm not going to lie, it's easy on a guy, but I'm at the age where everyone throws the marriage thing to me, and I tend to always bounce around with it, with jokes. So what will happen is, so let's say an auntie said to me, how's our girlfriend? I'm like, they're fine. And she said, they. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm trying to be like Solomon. I want to be his record. You're serious. And sometimes, and obviously they have nothing to say with that. And sometimes when they come, and I'm like, I'm a follower of Christ. And they will watch him, and I was like, you didn't marry. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's why I feel like it's easy on us guys. But when I think of like women, I feel like, you know, in our community, most of the times, and that's why I always feel bad for African women and all that, because they go through so much pressure that they'd end up with a guy who knows that I can take advantage of this. Yeah. Because I know women who are in a relationship where she wants to leave, but the guy's like, I dare you, go. I got another person, but you be labeled. Yeah. You know, and I feel like that's where our community really needs to come together and say, you know what, let's protect the next generation. Because like you said, for example, you joke with your friend. You might think it's a joke, but what if one auntie has said something and she's already upset, and then you now have your own
joke.
Your joke is just like that. Basically, what that thing is going to ruin it. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And we just, so like I have friends who are married and they'll say jokes to me, and I'll be like, I don't care. But you know, like, what if I really took that in? Yeah. But in their head, they don't think there's anything wrong. That's why I feel like with the older people, they didn't pay attention to it. Yeah. And I think our own job is to pay attention to it in our own generation.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's getting corrected in our generation, but I don't know if our parents. I don't think this is the first time that We
I
will
think we
be
are
the
getting
first.
better.
We're getting better.
Our
That's what I'm trying to
generation,
say.
but do
The
no.
black
Our
one,
parents
but
are
then
still-
the thing is, why is it not changing for them? Because one thing I've realized is that the community that you're in, if you continue to look at what the bar that the community sets for you, and you're trying to follow that, forget it. Wama fail me every time. Because see, there's no accomplishment, there's no nothing, and you will be literally, you're not moving forward. You're not backwards. You're just stagnant because you're following the Literally, I was like, okay, actually, get married. You get married, and I just realized that they will still be on your case. Where's the children? I'm like, fam, get married. Muti, get married. Now, where's the children? There will always be a problem with you.
Yeah.
There will always be something to label you for. Oh, then you got married. You have a happy home, but then you don't have a house. You haven't bought a house yet. Save. Life. What have you been doing? Your friend bought a car. You didn't buy a car.
Yeah, you can't satisfy
You can't satisfy.
You can't live by
I think by the time I start realizing that
standards.
they will always have an issue, like literally with you, then you know that okay, I'm not so just please me and Jesus Christ, because so long that both of us is happy, I think it's all good for me. I think that's the only. I think it's all you, and that's why you have to be good with you. Like you have to be satisfied with Ife. Like you just have to be
before
like
you even go to date somebody.
Do you know
else.
exactly? Like literally before you, because you can bring your own baggage into the relationship. The two, just like you said, two of you coming together, two words, two backgrounds, two upbringing. I don't know how God did it. I still ask myself, I'm like, wow, they get married, they come together into a union. You're living under the same roof. Two words. Yeah. Like I could think one way, and she's thinking the other way. Every single time, and you're still thinking, and they're still living. You're still able to come back together and still reason together. For me, it's all about you. It should be you and like God and you first, based on my faith. Anyway.
Can I ask one question? No, sorry, two questions.
Why is it you ask a question? Ask us too now.
No, I would ask you guys, but not really. I can't like. The reason why I can't ask you is because it's about marriage. Did you at some point get a cold feet before you got married or before proposing or anything?